I know what it's like to be a mom. When we pour our cups to our family, we sometimes overflow their cups and empty ours. And this live is about moms, everything moms this for the next 30 days. I'm going to concentrate on helping and guiding moms to realize that it's their turn. And especially if kids are grown and they're taking care of themselves, even if they're home, it's time to take care of yourself and do something for you. How are you? Welcome in, welcome in. If you're a mom in the house, drop a little wave as you come in. My local studio recently closed, which was devastating to me. Found a yoga studio, another one of my friends, two of my friends, and we went, and it was wonderful to try something new, and it was just amazing. And there was at the end, there was this, I'm gonna call it like a sound bath, and is that how you call it, Stephanie? A sound bath, and it was amazing. And I feel like I was transported, and that's how I fill my cup. I fill my cup by doing things for me, by taking hot baths, by getting a manicure, pedicure, reading a book, going for a walk, exercising, yoga. That's how I fill my cup. And a lot of us have a hard time, taking the time for us. So if you're a mom and you feel like you've been filling up everybody's cup except yours, I'm here to tell you that it is time for you to do something for yourself. And sometimes we just don't know how, because we feel like we're being negligent when we don't take care of our kids and family and friends and everything. But it is time for you to take care of yourself. It is time for you to take the time for your mental health, for your body. That way you can be there for others when you do that. So that's why for the next 30 days, I'm having this chat about moms and how important it is for you to do the things that you want and of reinventing yourself. Hello, guys. Thank you for coming in. Thank you. Any moms coming in there? Give me a little wave if you're a mom and you're coming in. And if you want to reinvent yourself, it's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with reinventing yourself. So I have reinvented myself many times. So I've just been doing it slowly, like 1 year I started making jewelry because I wanted to make extra income, and it was right after the pandemic. So I started doing that. The other time I did, I own my salon. So I've always been kind of like getting the creativity on how to create extra income there. So there's little things that I've done. I've actually helped others in their health journey. And that was really fun. Hi there, Alba. Hello, Ace. Drop a little wave in the chat if you're a mom and you are ready to take care of you, because you should come first in order to take care of others. And we forget that. So if you're a mom, just kind of like say a little wave in the chat. I'm super happy that you're here. Today's live and moving forward for the next 30 days, I'm going to concentrate on moms. I want to give moms some tips on things that they can do to kind of enjoy life a little bit more. And I also want to give you some ideas on how to create an additional income if you've been wanting to do something for you that is yours. So there is, always an opportunity out there for us. But there is nothing like something that is yours. And that's why when I've created businesses, I've done some MLMs out there. And they were good while they were lasting, but I felt like I had to really overwork myself. I felt like I had to really, thank you, Stephanie. Thank you for the heart. I felt like I had to, overwork myself and, give so much of my time, and the return wasn't even about the money. It was just the joy of seeing people lose weight, and I like that. I enjoyed that a lot. It was fun, but I felt tired a lot because I felt like it was a lot on me. And so everything I have done, I've always tried to do with an open heart, with love, right? And if you don't do things with love, they're not going to come out right. So when it was time for me to move on, it was time. Now I'm in a different venture. Now I am reinventing myself again. And that's why I'm telling you, it doesn't matter how old you are. Hi guys, drop a little hand in the chat, like a little wave in the chat if you're a mom. Thank you for the heart. So you know, if you're a mom and your kids are either still home, or you're an empty nester, or you've been, trying to figure things out, this is a life for you, because there is an opportunity to create additional income, even if it's for like an extra vacation. Like sometimes we don't realize that, we want to do things and there's just not enough left, right? Especially if the kids are in college or what have you. But one thing that I gotta say is that it scares me when you have to use a calculator at the grocery store. You know what I'm saying? And when you have to use a calculator when you're at checkout, because you're afraid you're gonna go over. And this is the reality of today. Today we're in a place that we have to like really be concerned about what we put even in our shopping cart, because we don't know if we're going to be able to have enough, right? And you could be a mom that carries one of those, that carries a calculator, because you need to kind of like make sure you don't go over, or start putting things in the cart, back in the cart. That's scary. Or you can be the mom that has to go through all her credit cards to see which one has enough money in it, like that. That's scary. That's scary when you have to do that, because there's so much uncertainty when there's not enough, when you're in lack. And you try to be as good as possible. I mean, there's only so much you could do, right? The rising costs are not allowing us to spend like we used to. But yeah, if you're in any one of those positions, there is an opportunity for you to reinvent yourself and change your outcome. But you have to do something different, right? Before you see change. If you keep doing the same thing, things are not going to change. And nothing is overnight. That's the first thing I'm going to say. There is nothing overnight. Everything that is good takes time to build. And that's just a fact, I mean, unless you buy a lottery ticket and you're the winner, it just doesn't, things don't come. Things that you have to put work in, any business that you start, for us to feel like things are going to happen overnight is just, unrealistic. So, the truth is that when our kids are older, something happens to a woman's mind. When our kids either are going off to college and we become empty nesters, or when we're in midlife, something happens to us that we feel like, not like freedom, but almost like, oh wait, what's gonna happen now? What do I do now? Because you're so used to taking care of your kids. All your days are about your kids. Your time is about your kids. Your every thought, cooking, dinner, I mean, taking them to school, sports. I mean, I was there, and I'm still a little bit in there, but not as much because I have an adult now. But, I did it twice. I have two kids and they're 14 years apart. So I had to go through the whole thing all over again, with high school, and all the things in school. So sports and like after extracurricular activity like marching band, I did that. And, those are the kind of things that you say to yourself, okay, I did that. Wow, I didn't even know how I did it. Like I personally don't even know how I raised my two kids. It was like a dream, and I just woke up. That's exactly what it felt like. So now that we have this time to reinvent ourselves, now is the time for us to start thinking, okay, so how do I do this? How am I going to do this? And the one thing I can tell you is that the experience that I had working, hi Esther, the experience that I had working in an MLM wasn't horrific, but it was disappointing. You know what I'm saying? Because the people on top are the ones that make all the money, right? And that pyramid, right? The pyramid scheme. That's what they call it, pyramid scheme. But I did well, but I know that you could do better. You know what I'm saying? I know that there is another way. I know that when something is your own, it's better. I know that when something costs you just once, that you don't have to keep investing over and over again, I know that's better. I know that when something doesn't take you all day, that you don't have to go work and trade time for hours, I know that's better. And I know that when you can make 100% profit, that's better, right? So none of those things that I've done in the past gave me 100% profit. And so that's why when I'm trying to reinvent myself, I realized that I needed something that, hit all the bases. And one of them was a short, not too much time. I didn't want to trade time for money. I didn't want to do that because I already work. I have a 9 to 5. I don't need anything extra, right? I don't need any extra time. The time that I dedicate now to my new business, I dedicate it with pleasure because I know it's mine. And I know I'm building this freedom machine that is going to be, or is, on autopilot. And I won't have to do anything but what I'm doing with you now, which is have a simple conversation. Hi guys, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. If you're a mom or you know someone that's a mom, send them my live so they can come and join me and listen to this conversation. I would love to share. So yeah, if you're a mom, just give me a little wave so I know that you're in the room. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to put them in the chat. So reinventing yourself, it's okay. You're allowed to reinvent yourself. You're allowed to start over again. And if you want to reinvent yourself, you just have to find something that works for you, whether it's this or something else. Like, it doesn't have to be what I'm doing. Preferably, I would love to help women and moms that are struggling. I would love that because I know how difficult it is. Because like I said, nobody should go to the grocery store and have to put things back in their cart, I mean, that scares me, that saddens me. And I think that that's something that we need to focus on right now because a lot of moms are going to be going through that if they're not already. I went to the grocery store and I did a little post on this the other day and I was like flabbergasted. The prices have more than tripled. And I don't understand why. Like, I just don't get it. So the prices have more than tripled. And I just think for some reason, I knew things got smaller after COVID. They kind of resize everything. But now that little thing is costing 3 times more. Like, it's just getting really, it's just overwhelming to see that because I have income, a weekly income, so I'm very fortunate, but I know there's moms that, are just trying to make ends meet, and that's very hard, So that kind of like hurts my feelings when I see that. It makes me sad. But this is why I personally feel like there's never been a better time to reinvent yourself but right now. Like, it's time for you to find something. Not only to make that extra income, but to also make you feel special, to feel connected. What I'm doing now, going live in the evenings, I feel connected. I feel like even though there's not a person here, I feel that connection. And I'm not upset when I don't see a lot of people in my life. You know that? It just doesn't hurt my feelings because I feel like I'm doing so much more than I did a month ago. And it's about opening up, using your voice and sharing it with others. And whether it's one person or 20, it's fine. I'm happy with that. So that's the conclusion for me. This is not about me selling anything. It's about me sharing the opportunity for the future. It's building this, what I'm going to call freedom machine, that after you build it, it goes and runs on its own. And I love that. So if you're interested in finding out what it is that I am doing, just send me a message or kind of like say something in the chat. Happy to send you, more information. So again, I am here enjoying every minute of this because this is definitely something new and something exciting. So hi there. Welcome in. If you've ever thought about building something online, and I've built other businesses online, digital is the way to go. Digital is the way to go because, first of all, digital products have a life shelf, meaning they don't expire, right? They don't go bad. Secondly, you can resell them over and over again. So that's the beauty of that. So having a digital product doesn't cost, you don't have to, not like, for example, a book You have to chop a tree down, right? And make the pages to make the book even. But when you have a digital product, it's downloadable and it doesn't take space like that. The waste is less. So that's the beauty of that. And going digital allows you to reach a really broad audience because you're able to connect through TikTok, you're able to connect through YouTube and reach a really large audience. And that's why making these videos for me is part of my job. And my my work schedule is for my digital business just 2 hours. So I dedicate 1 hour a day for my lives, and I dedicate another hour for creating small videos to put on my TikTok account 3 times a day. And that is 2 hours pretty much, maybe responding to messages and stuff like that. So, you know, that's the gist of it, right? I realized that I needed something that was like that was simple, that was cost effective, and the beauty of it is that it's 100% of the profit you make. You don't have to share it with anybody. So let's say, for example, my digital course that I have, you buy it once and one sale can pay it off. And then you can go ahead and sell it again and again and again. And you have this product that people can create financial freedom because they can share this with the world and help other people create their own businesses. And that's just a very small part of this business. That's just like the beginning of it. There's so much more. So that's what I love about it. The other thing that you can profit from is when you start creating an audience on TikTok, even Instagram, but YouTube, specifically TikTok and YouTube, you get paid, right? So if you're showing up and you're building your audience, you get paid for that after you have a certain amount of followings. It's not going to happen overnight unless you have a viral video and a whole bunch of followers. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. Thank you for joining my live. This live is dedicated for the next 30 days to all those hardworking moms that have kids that have filled their cups and left theirs empty. And I'm here to share some, golden nuggets about how it's time for you now. So yeah, I mean, there is a blueprint that you follow with my business. And basically, you open up your program and you follow instructions on how to set it up. It's very self-explanatory. The video prompts are very clear. And when you have it set up, you are not only going to have a website, but you're also going to have an email automation. So you'll be able to share with your customers that log in. You're going to be able to share your product with them and talk to them and have them be in their emails regularly. And that is probably the most important thing you can have when you have a business. The email list that you create in any industry is your jewel. Why is that? It's not your followings. It's not the people that are here saying, oh, I want to follow her. No, it's not. It's your email list, because TikTok can say, I'm shutting down and I'm not going to let you access all of your stuff. And any platform, Facebook, I've had it happen a few times. I've had it happen with Instagram, Facebook. TikTok, and what happens then? Then you don't have a following. You have to rebuild it. So this is why this business is so amazing, because you're building your email list as people go to see the service and product that you're offering them. And this is yours to keep, because as long as people want you to send them an email, and people think emails are dead, but that is like, I'm going to call it the last frontier, because that's not going to go away. That's not going to go away. Emails. So you build your email list, and that's how you communicate with your customers. But yeah, so pretty much that's the gist of the business. The programs are different levels. So if you want to start with $100 program, you start with $100 program and do exactly what I'm doing and share that product. There's a lot of people that if they sell, let's say, one program a day, that's a lot of money in 30 days if they're selling $100, right? Or even if they sell a program, if it's $100 just every other day, because you'll be communicating with people and stuff like that. You don't have to sell the top tier. You can start at the bottom. So the program is 100, 300, 600, 900. That's how it goes. And you decide how you want to start, you can always upgrade within the 30 days to upgrade for the next level. So that is the way the program works. You create this income, you share it. People can start their own businesses as well, or create products within the program, which is another income stream. So there's many income streams here. Not only are you providing this product, but you can also build your online presence, get paid for that, or you can build within, and there's many other affiliate programs that you can create an income within. So that's the beauty of this. And if you're ready for something new, if you're ready to reinvent yourself, I'm telling you, I think this is the future, because right now, who wants to go and work for anybody right now? Like, honestly, I don't even want to work for anybody. I just want to work for myself the way I'm doing as a hairstylist, come home, and whatever else I do, I want it to be for me. Hi there, Marie. Welcome in. I want it to be for me. So this was like sent from heaven when I found it. So that's why I'm so happy about it. If you feel like your people, like I know that this is a thing. There's a lot of people that are afraid to make a move and do their own business, because exactly what I'm doing right now. And there's one solution that I found to the problem. When you're on camera, because you don't have to be on camera to share this program. You can do this program faceless. But if you do decide to be on camera, I feel like it's the best way to do it. If you do decide to be on camera, you are going to talk to that one person that needs to hear you, and that's in front of you, and that's it. You're not talking to 300 people. You're just not. Hi there, Ashwell. Oh boy, what is that? Sent me a rose. Thank you for the rose. So sweet. Thank you. I still don't know how those things work, to be honest. I'm still trying to figure it out. But yes, yeah, so I think that sometimes we just we put too much thought into it, and we don't do things because we want perfection. And I'm not gonna name names, but I have a few people that I know, friends and whatever, and they have been talking about starting a business for I don't know how long, and they will not launch the business. They won't start it. And I wonder, like, why? Like, why don't you take a chance? Why don't you Why don't you do something for you? This is you. This is for you. You know, this is part of your growth as a woman. You grow when you do things like that. When you create, you grow. And I just don't understand that. Maybe because I'm different, and I just do it, and I don't care what anybody thinks, right? But sometimes you just have to put yourself in a place that is a little uncomfortable. And I'm going to tell you why. Because when you get uncomfortable, you actually grow. That's when you grow, when you're uncomfortable. Every time I have put myself in a place that makes me nervous, I've grown. And sometimes I feel like every place I've put myself, and I'm going to just say the last 5 years. That's all I'm talking about. Forget about, I'm 55, okay? At 50, I made a shift when I turned, in midlife, and I started doing things differently, and I started growing. And every day from my 50th birthday to today, everything I've done has prepared me for this moment right now. So that's what my takeaway. Everything that I've done in the last 5 years, everything I've done in the last 5 years have prepared me for today. And I can say that, because that's a fact, So I've grown exponentially in 5 years, because I felt like I was dormant while I was raising my kids, because it was all about my kids. It was all about the kids. It was all about them. Sleepless nights, getting up at 4:35 in the morning, coming home late because the marching band got home at 2 and you got to go pick your kids up. That was me. So, and I get it. We have to do these sacrifices, right? It was wonderful while it lasted. But hi, Rosie. Hi, Beatrice. Welcome in. This live is dedicated to moms for the next 30 days. It's about helping moms reinvent themselves and not be afraid of what people think. So that's what this is about. So if you're here, welcome in. So yeah, I am proud of myself because of that. And I have also been an advocate. I have been an advocate for women because I feel like women need that. We need each other. We need to inspire each other. We need to be there for each other. And I feel like I've been a really good voice for that. And I've allowed and have had and made platforms specifically for those women that needed to use their voice. And it has helped me use my voice. So I am really excited about what's coming, because I feel like, yes, I started this business because I wanted to create an additional income. But I think there's more that I want. It's not necessarily, the income is going to be great. I can use it, right? Because I'm not a millionaire. I'm not rich. I worked very hard, right? I can use extra money to retire. I can use extra money to pay bills. But I think for me, it's about, I'm going to feel so fulfilled if I help people. I think that's the bottom line for me. I feel like I'm going to feel like I'm going to feel rewarded. That's going to give me more than anything else. So, I'm doing this and I love it. And I think that when you get to the point that you're not afraid to talk to, you don't talk to the camera like you're talking to 1 million people or 5 billion people in the world. You talk to the camera like you're talking to your best friend. And that is the way you do it. You talk to the camera like you're talking to your best friend. So, if anyone listening, because I know you're there, but I can't really see everything on the screen, want to know more, just let me know. There is I'm going to show you I'm just going to show you this because we're not really allowed to say certain things or they shut you down. So I'm going to show you my TikTok. So this is my TikTok account, the one you're in now. And if you go below my bio, right there, that is where you go. if you want to know more. So it's like we got to talk in codes. We got to talk in codes here, because you just don't know, right? And like I said, I'm new to these lives, but I hear so many stories that I'm like, okay, well, maybe I need to like listen and follow everybody else. For all those moms out there that are ready to take a chance, reinvent themselves, join me in this journey to financial freedom, because I feel that you'll never going to achieve your dreams if you don't try something different. And that's something that I take to heart. You have to try something new. You have to change something. If things haven't worked out, if you haven't been able to do the things you want and you're ready for more, you have to do something different. You can't just keep doing the same thing and expect change. And that's the fact. All right, guys. Well, this is the end of my live, and I hope that you got some nuggets there, and know that when things are hard, sometimes we have to make hard choices and we have to make decisions. And taking a chance on yourself and giving you the opportunity. Have a good night. And giving yourself the opportunity to create something new that can be life-changing is okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Can be life-changing, and sometimes you have to take a chance. You're worth it, and you can't wait for someone to do it for you. You have to step into that, open that door and take the step in. You have to do it. Nobody can do it for you. So I hope that you, any of this resonates with you. And I hope you've learned that in life, we need to take care of ourselves and fill our cup as well.